Hey, what up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you. Just the other day, I concluded watching the new WrestleMania recall on WrestleMania X, talking about the story of Bret the Hitman Hart's night at WrestleMania X, wrestling two matches to capture the WWF Championship match at the end of the show. During the WrestleMania recall, I seem to think that they were retelling WWF history in a way of maybe somebody who wasn't watching the product back at this time would think that this is a bigger story than it was. They were trying to make it seem as if Bret Hart had finally won the WWF Championship, but if you were watching wrestling the year before at WrestleMania 9, you would know that he was the champion going into WrestleMania 9, and he lost it to Yokozuna, who lost it to Hulk Hogan on the same show. So maybe he finally was able to reclaim his WWF Championship, but it wasn't as it was told on the show as him winning it for the first time, and he was going to go on to have his shine. But I honestly didn't remember Owen versus Bret being as good as it once was. I often think of their SummerSlam. What is it? The steel cage match with the blue bars all around it. That's the match that always stands up in my mind when I think about Owen versus Bret. What a story that is. They tell you all the way from the beginning, that basically Owen was the jealous brother. He basically was inside of the Survivor Series tag match. Owen bumped Bret, who was outside of the ring in the tag match. Because he bumped Bret went flying into the guardrail. Owen got rolled up by Shawn Michaels, and he was the one member of the Hart family that was eliminated. The Hart family over Christmas were able to, mend the fences, and they took on the Quebecers in a tag title match. I knew right from the beginning when I was watching that show. I remember I went over to my uncle's house and we watched that one live. I knew right from the beginning, even at a young age, that Bret was not going to win the tag titles that night, because basically Bret and Owen had similar ways. When you look at their tights, Bret's tights were longer, but they were basically both the same color. But when I saw that he had like the spray painted sort of white dots all over his get up to make him that much different from Owen inside the ring, I knew that they weren't going to win it. I didn't know that we were going to see Owen Hart kick his own brother and leave him laying out there in the ring, but that was what basically got us to WrestleMania X. Bret Hart, who had won the Royal Rumble that night with Lex Luger, had to go into some sort of a tournament deal because Bret Hart lost the coin flip to face Yokozuna first. He had to basically get another match, which was Owen challenging him, and that was the kickoff match to get it all started. It was a really, really good match. Owen, rolled up Bret, and Bret Hart had to, swallow some pride and admit, his brother had beat him. Owen Hart went to the back and delivered what was a great promo, but much like his Royal Rumble promo when he sort of screwed up halfway through, when he said, I kicked your leg out of your leg, and it really didn't make any sense at all. He had the same problem. Somewhere during the match, Owen got this big ball of spit on the side of his mouth, and that stayed with him the whole entire match. And basically into the post-match promo, I guess that's the one way you can tell that it wasn't done predetermined before the thing, and it was actually done live in the back with Todd Pettengill. But this is one of the top 10 WrestleMania matches. This is easily a forgotten classic. I think a lot of people with the WrestleMania recall will go back and check this out. Definitely a really good match about it. And in the end, Bret Hart was able to go out there and beat Yokozuna, defeat him in the one thing that Yokozuna always just looked like the one guy that never could be beat. No one was ever going to be able to get one up on him, but Bret got it this night. Honestly, you go back, even when you look at the celebrities that are involved on the show, Burt Reynolds, you had the chick from Up All Night. Most people will probably look at her. I can't even remember her name. I remembered her name when she came out. But let me see, is there a list of celebrities here? Fuck. Damn. But I remember she posed in Playboy. She was older, but she still had big jugs. That was the best of it. Donnie Wahlberg, the leader of the New Kids on the Block, was there. it was just a weird bunch of celebrities. This one doesn't hold up to the test of time. It was probably a big fail considering that they were trying to play off that they were going back to where it all began, Madison Square Garden for WrestleMania 10. Of course, they would go back for WrestleMania 20. The closest they would get again is WrestleMania 29. Of course, everybody knows that WrestleMania 30 is going to be in the Superdome. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a fun show. That's WrestleMania 10. Peace out.